Listen to me more deeply, my child, for I am speaking now to the place in you that has been tired from thinking, tired from imagining, tired from carrying conversations that have already ended and disasters that have not happened. I am not coming to shame you for the thoughts that have circled through your mind. I am not standing over you with anger because fear has knocked on the door again. I am coming to free you from the belief that every anxious thought deserves a throne, and every fearful picture deserves your agreement. You have replayed it more than once, have you not? That one sentence, that one possibility, that one unfinished conversation that keeps returning when the room grows quiet. You have lain awake and watched your mind walk into tomorrow before your body had even finished today. You have imagined the phone call, the failure, the rejection, the loss, the door closing, the strength running out, the answer not coming, the change never happening. And beneath all of it, hidden like a whisper under the noise, there has been a question. What if this never changes? But hear me, beloved child, that thought is not your future. That fear is not a prophecy over your life. That image is not a word I have spoken concerning you. Just because a thought arrives with intensity does not mean it carries authority. Just because it returns again and again does not mean it is truth. A messenger may knock loudly, but a messenger is not a king. A cloud may cover the sky for a moment, but the cloud is not the covenant. A wave may rise upon the water, but the wave is not the foundation beneath it. I am teaching you tonight to stop treating fear as if it has been sent to predict your destiny. Fear has spoken as though it knows the end from the beginning, but I alone know the end from the beginning. Fear has shown you pictures and demanded that you bow to them, but I have not called you to bow to images formed by anxiety. I have called you to bring every thought captive, as it is written in 2 Corinthians 10:5. Bringing every thought into obedience. Not some thoughts, not only peaceful thoughts, not only spiritual thoughts, every thought, even the one that has felt too familiar to question. Do you see? The place where anxiety has been repeating itself is not the place where your future is being decided. It is the place where I am beginning renewal. It is the place where my word is coming like light into a room that has been crowded with shadows. I am not merely calming your emotions for a few minutes. I am renewing your mind. I am interrupting the old cycle. I am breaking the agreement between your imagination and your fear. I am replacing anxious repetition with living truth. Truth that does not tremble. Truth that does not change. Truth that remains when feelings rise and fall. My child, your mind was not created to be a courtroom where fear presents accusations all night long. Your mind was created to become a garden where my word takes root, a dwelling place where peace guards the door, a lamp filled with oil, a place where truth is rehearsed until it becomes stronger in you than the lie that once exhausted you. I know the weariness of carrying what you were never meant to carry. I know the heaviness of trying to solve tomorrow with tonight's strength. I know the ache of asking, what if I cannot escape this loop? And I answer you with tenderness and authority. You are not trapped inside the thought that has been troubling you. So, before we go deeper, pause here with me. Let your heart grow quiet enough to receive. If you are believing me for peace in your thoughts, then mark this moment with agreement. Like this video, subscribe for these nightly words of restoration, share it with someone whose mind has been tired, and write in the comments, Lord, renew my mind tonight. Let that not be a phrase only, but a surrender. Let it be the first turning of your attention away from fear and back toward my voice. For the first thought I am confronting in you is this belief that anxiety has authority because it speaks loudly. It does not. The loudest thought is not always the truest thought, and I am about to teach you how to know the difference. My child, understand this with gentleness and with firmness. A thought does not become true because it has been repeated. A fear does not become a prophecy because it has visited you many times. An alarm inside you does not become my command simply because it is loud enough to shake your body. Anxiety often gains its strength not from truth, but from rehearsal. It returns to the same sentence, the same picture, the same possibility, until the mind begins to confuse familiarity with reality. But familiarity is not authority. Repetition is not revelation. Emotional force is not the same as my voice. There are thoughts that have walked through the rooms of your mind for so long that they feel as if they belong there. They know where to sit. They know what memory to touch. They know what hour of the night to speak. They wear the clothing of concern, wisdom, preparation, and intuition. But beneath that clothing, they are still fear. They say, I am only trying to protect you. They say, I am only helping you prepare. They say, if you stop listening to me, something terrible will happen. But I tell you, beloved, not every thought that enters your mind deserves a throne. Not every feeling that rises within you deserves obedience. Not every inner alarm carries my command. I am not angry because anxious thoughts came. I know the dust from which you are formed. I know the nervous system that trembles, the history that taught you to scan for danger, the disappointments that made you feel you must always be ready for loss. I do not come to shame you for being startled. I do not come to condemn you because fear knocked. I come to lovingly refuse the lie permission to rule you. I come as light entering a room where old voices have been speaking too loudly. And when my light enters, it does not panic at the disorder. It begins to reveal what has been misplaced. It shows in which chair fear has been sitting in. It shows which corner shame has occupied. It shows which window worry has kept closed. And then my word begins putting everything in order. This is why it is written, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. Do you see? Renewal is not only the changing of a thought. Renewal is the changing of the place from which you interpret life. When your mind is conformed to fear, you interpret silence as abandonment, delay as denial, correction as rejection, uncertainty as danger, and weakness as proof that you will not make it. But when I renew your mind, you begin to interpret from my presence, from my covenant, from my word that does not pass away. You begin to see that silence can be stillness, delay can be preparation, correction can be love, uncertainty can be a place of trust, and weakness can become the place where my strength is made perfect. So I am teaching you to pause before you bow. I am teaching you to test the thought before you build a life around it. I am teaching you to ask, is this bearing the fruit of my spirit, or is it binding me in fear? Is this leading me into obedience, or driving me into panic? Is this thought producing clarity, humility, and peace, or is it demanding that I solve everything before I rest? My voice may correct you, my child, but it will not imprison you. My voice may lead you to act, but it will not make fear your master. My voice may awaken you, but it will not torment you. The first break in the cycle comes when you stop treating intensity as authority. The thought may be loud, but I am Lord. The feeling may be strong, but my word is stronger. The picture may be vivid, but it is not greater than what I have spoken. Let the loud thought lose its throne tonight. Let the familiar fear be brought into the light. Let my word stand in the center of the room and say, peace, be still. You do not have to obey what I have not commanded. You do not have to agree with what I have not declared. You are being renewed, and the loudest thought is not always the truest thought. My child, now I am separating your fear from my voice, because one of the ways anxiety has kept you bound is by pretending to be discernment. It has come dressed as wisdom. It has come speaking the language of preparation. It has said, I am only trying to protect you. I am only preparing you. I am only helping you see what could happen so you will not be surprised. But beloved, there is a difference between being prepared by my spirit and being imprisoned by fear. There is a difference between sober wisdom and tormenting rehearsal. There is a difference between a warning that leads you to obedience and a spiral that ties your heart to imagined pain before anything has even occurred. Do you see, my child? Is this thought leading you into peace, obedience, and trust, or is it driving you into control, panic, and isolation? Is it drawing you closer to me, or is it making you hide within yourself? Is it giving you clarity for the next faithful step, or is it demanding that you solve 10 tomorrows before you can breathe tonight? My voice may correct you, but it will not imprison you inside fear. My voice may reveal what must change, but it will not bury you under dread. My voice may convict you, but conviction carries light with it. Conviction shows you the door of repentance and hope. Accusation locks every door and tells you there is no way out. Understand this, beloved child. Anxiety condemns with confusion. I correct with clarity. Anxiety says, something is wrong, but it will not show you the path of peace. I say, come this way, and I will lead you. Anxiety says, you are unsafe, you are failing, you are behind, you are about to lose everything. I say, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. Isaiah 41:10. Anxiety presses on your chest and calls it preparation. My spirit steadies your heart and calls you into trust. Anxiety rehearses pain so deeply that your body begins to live as though the wound has already happened. My word meets you in truth and teaches your soul that imagined pain does not have authority over covenant peace. This is why I have told you to bring every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. 2 Corinthians 10:5. Not because I want you to pretend nothing hurts. Not because I ask you to deny what wounded you, frightened you, or shook you. I am not teaching you denial. I am teaching you submission. Bring the thought to me. Bring the memory to me. Bring the picture to me. Bring the fear that has learned your schedule and your weakness and your silence. Do not let it wander unexamined through the rooms of your mind. Do not let it write conclusions on the walls of your soul. Bring it before my word and ask, does this bow to Christ, or does it demand that I bow to fear? When Peter stepped onto the water, the storm was real. The wind was not imaginary. The waves were not invented by his weakness. But as long as his eyes were fixed on me, he walked where fear said he could not walk. Then his focus shifted. He saw the wind. He saw the waves. The storm became larger in his sight, but it did not become larger than me. Do you see? What grew was not the storm's authority. What changed was Peter's attention. The same Lord who called him onto the water was still near when he began to sink. I did not abandon him because fear entered his heart. I reached for him. I held him. I brought him near. So when your mind shifts from my face to the storm, do not call that the end of your faith. Call out to me. Let me take your hand again. The fear may feel larger because you have stared at it longer, but it has not become greater than my name. The problem may appear taller because your thoughts have circled it all night, but it has not risen above my throne. The uncertainty may feel powerful because it has touched your emotions, but it has not changed my covenant. I remain the same. I remain near. I remain Lord over the water that frightens you. I am teaching you discernment, not suspicion. I am teaching you to recognize my voice without living afraid of every inner movement. My voice bears the fruit of my spirit. Even when I correct, I do not strip you of hope. Even when I expose, I do not abandon. Even when I reveal what must be surrendered, I give grace for obedience. But anxiety demands without strengthening. It warns without guiding. It accuses without redeeming. It magnifies the storm and hides my hand from your sight. Therefore, my child, when the thought comes again and says, I am only preparing you, pause before you agree. Ask what fruit it is producing. Ask where it is leading. Ask whose authority it is carrying. If it drives you into frantic control, it is not my peace. If it isolates you in shame, it is not my correction. If it makes the future feel sealed by dread, it is not my prophecy. Bring it captive. Bring it into the light. Let my word divide between fear and truth, between noise and guidance, between accusation and conviction. And now I will go deeper, because beneath the anxious thought is another fear I am ready to confront. It is the fear that peace cannot return until the circumstances change, until the storm explains itself, until every outcome is secured. But I tell you, beloved, peace is not waiting for the storm to explain itself. Peace begins when your mind stops demanding control as proof that I am near. Peace is not waiting for the storm to explain itself, my child. Peace is not standing at a distance with folded hands until every question in your mind receives an answer. Peace is not the reward I give you only after the outcome is secured, after the danger is gone, after the future has been made visible, after every person responds correctly, after every door opens, after every uncertainty bows before your understanding. No, beloved, peace is the fruit of returning your mind to my presence and to my authority while the storm is still speaking. You have believed at times that peace must mean you finally understand why it happened, what will happen next, how it will turn out, and how long the pressure will last. You have said within yourself, I will rest when I know. I will breathe when I see. I will trust when I have proof. But I tell you with tenderness and with truth, if your peace depends on having control, then control has become the foundation your soul is leaning on. And control was never strong enough to hold you. Understanding is a gift, but it is not your savior. Answers may comfort you, but they cannot become your God. I am your peace. I am your rock. I am your refuge. I am the one who remains when explanations are delayed. Do you see? The mind that demands control before it will rest is not seeking peace only. It is seeking a throne. It wants to sit above tomorrow and inspect every path before trusting me with the next step. But I have not called you to sit on my throne. I have called you to abide in my presence. I have not asked you to manage the unseen. I have asked you to bring your anxious cares into the light of my word. As it is written, be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication. With thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:6-7. Notice the movement, my beloved. I do not say, be anxious for nothing, because nothing troubling will ever touch you. I do not say, be anxious for nothing, because every circumstance will explain itself immediately. I say, bring everything to me. Bring the care, bring the question, bring the ache, bring the fear that has been circling like wind around the house of your soul. Bring it by prayer. Bring it with supplication. Bring it with thanksgiving, not because you understand everything, but because you remember who I am in the middle of everything. Thanksgiving turns the mind away from the illusion that nothing is being held. Thanksgiving reminds the soul that I have been faithful before this moment, and I have not become less faithful now. And then my peace comes, not as a fragile mood, not as a temporary emotional mist that disappears the moment circumstances speak again, but as a guard. My peace guards your heart and your mind. My peace stands at the gate. My peace watches what tries to enter. My peace does not mean there is no noise outside the wall. It means the gate is no longer surrendered to every sound. The report may knock, the memory may knock, the possibility may knock, the unanswered question may knock. But my peace stands watch and says, you may not rule here. You may be acknowledged, but you will not be enthroned. You may be brought before the Father, but you will not sit in the place of the Father. This is what I am restoring in you, not pretending. Order. I am not asking you to pretend the storm is not real. I am calling you to remember that the storm is not ruler. I am not asking you to deny the weight you feel. I am calling you to stop naming the weight as Lord. I am not asking you to smile at pain and call it nothing. I am calling you to bring pain under the authority of the one who bore your griefs and carried your sorrows. The wind may be real, but it is not sovereign. The waves may be real, but they are not eternal. The pressure may be real, but it is not greater than the word that holds you. My child, you have not failed because you are tired. Hear that clearly. You have not failed because your body is weary, because your thoughts have been loud, because your emotions have felt thin and easily shaken. Much of what you have called failure is exhaustion. Much of what you have called weakness is the result of trying to carry tomorrow with tonight's strength. You have been lifting imagined outcomes that I never placed in your hands. You have been spending grace that was not assigned to this hour. You have been asking today's heart to survive tomorrow's trouble before tomorrow has arrived. But did I not say, sufficient for the day is its own trouble? Matthew 6:34. Did I not teach you to receive daily bread, not a lifetime of strength gathered in one anxious night? Therefore, let your mind come back from tomorrow. Let it return from the argument that has not happened, the loss that has not been given authority, the door that has not yet opened or closed, the sentence that another person has not spoken, the future that fear has been trying to narrate without my permission. Come back, beloved. Come back to this breath. Come back to this moment. Come back to the truth that I am here. Your peace does not begin when you can hold all things. Your peace begins when you surrender again to the one who already does. When you pray, you are not informing me of what I have failed to notice. You are handing back what your soul was never created to govern. When you give thanks, you are not ignoring the storm. You are remembering the throne above it. When my peace guards you, it does not always answer every question at once, but it silences the lie that you are alone with the question. It teaches the heart to rest while understanding is still incomplete. It teaches the mind to stand under truth instead of running after every frightening possibility. So release the demand that I prove my nearness by giving you control. I am near because I have promised to be near. I am near because I do not leave my children. I am near because covenant is stronger than sensation, stronger than confusion, stronger than the weather of the mind. Let my peace take its place at the gate again. Let prayer become the doorway through which anxiety leaves your hands. Let thanksgiving become the lamp in the room. Let my word become the foundation beneath your feet. And now I will confront another thought that has been troubling you, the thought that says, if I cannot stop thinking about it, then I must still be bound by it. But listen to me, my child. A thought returning does not mean it is raining. A fear knocking does not mean it owns the house. The cycle begins to break when you stop feeding the same fear and begin rehearsing the truth that sets your mind free. Will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. When fear says, nothing will change, answer it with the truth, that I who began a good work in you will carry it on until completion. Philippians 1:6. Let covenant speak louder than the loop. Let my word answer the sentence that has been answering everything else. This is not empty positivity, beloved. I am not asking you to decorate fear with pleasant words. I am not asking you to deny pain, ignore wisdom, or silence every concern with shallow phrases. I am calling you into covenant memory. I am teaching your soul to remember what I have already spoken when fear tries to make you forget. Positivity tries to make you feel better by changing the mood. Truth makes you free by restoring authority. Positivity may say, everything will be fine, while still leaving the foundation uncertain. My word says, I am with you. I hold you. I finish what I begin. I am your refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. Therefore, when the old loop begins, do not panic because it has begun. Return because you have been taught the way back. Say, this is the old path, but I do not have to walk it to the end. Say, this is the familiar fear, but familiarity is not lordship. Say, this thought is knocking, but it does not own the house. Then turn your attention, not violently, not with self-hatred, not with shame, but with steady obedience. Bring your mind back to my word. Bring your breath back into my presence. Bring your imagination out of fear's theater and into the light of my promise. Every time you do this, something is being retrained within you. The old path loses traffic. The new path becomes clearer. What once felt impossible begins to become practiced obedience. You are not earning peace. You are learning to abide in the peace I have already given. You are not saving yourself from anxiety by the strength of your will. You are yielding your attention to the truth that saves, steadies, and renews. And I am patient in this process. I do not despise small returns. I do not shame repeated beginnings. Each time you come back to me, I receive you. Each time you bring the thought into my light is faithful. So stop rehearsing fear as if repetition will protect you. It has not protected you, my child. It has exhausted you. Stop practicing disaster as if your imagination can control it. Stop emotionally obeying what has not happened. Begin rehearsing truth. Begin remembering covenant. Begin answering fear with my word until your soul learns again whose voice carries authority. The cycle breaks, not because fear never speaks, but because you no longer feed it with agreement. And now I will touch the next place where anxiety has wounded you, because the fear has not only troubled your thoughts, it has tried to rename you. It has tried to convince you that because you struggle with anxious thoughts, anxiety has become your identity. But listen to me, beloved child, you are not the name anxiety has given you. Beloved child, you are not the name anxiety has given you. You are not unstable because your thoughts have trembled. You are not too sensitive because your heart has felt things deeply. You are not broken because your nervous system has sounded alarms you did not ask for. You are not weak because you have had to fight battles inside your own mind that others could not see. You are not behind because healing has taken time. You are not difficult because you need gentleness, patience, space, and truth. You are not forgotten because the process has been longer than you expected. And you are not spiritually failing because some nights your faith has felt smaller than your fear. Listen to me more deeply, my child. Anxiety tries not only to frighten you, but to rename you. It does not stop with a thought. It reaches for identity. It says, this is who you are now. It says, you will always be like this. It says, you are the anxious one, the fragile one, the complicated one, the one who cannot rest, the one who cannot trust, the one who should be further along by now. But I tell you the truth, a struggle may describe what you are walking through, but it does not have authority to define who you are. A season may reveal where you need healing, but it does not replace the name I have spoken over you. Have I not said, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name, you are mine. Isaiah 43, 1. Do you see? I called you by name before your mind was perfectly calm. I called you mine before every fear was silenced. I called you mine before every anxious night ended, before every weary morning lifted, before every trembling place knew how to stand. Your belonging does not begin after you become steady enough to deserve it. Your belonging begins in my redemption. You are mine because I have called you mine, and my calling is not edited according to the weather of your emotions. You have thought at times that I must be disappointed in you, because you are still learning peace. You have imagined that I look upon your anxious thoughts and say, "Why are you not stronger yet? Why are you not healed yet? Why are you still afraid?" But that is not my voice, beloved. I do not mock wounded places. I heal them. I do not despise a bruised reed. I do not extinguish a smoldering wick. I come near with patience, and I restore what fear has bent out of shape. I do not call you by the name of your symptoms. I do not call you by the name of your panic. I do not call you by the name of your exhaustion. I call you my child. Your emotions and thoughts are messengers, not rulers. They may tell you that something hurts. They may show you where pressure has gathered. They may reveal a memory that still needs light, a wound that still needs tending, a place where trust must be rebuilt. But they are not kings. They are not prophets over your future. They are not judges over your identity. A messenger may bring news from the body, from the heart, from the memory, from the place where fear once entered. But a messenger does not sit on the throne. Bring the message to me, but do not bow to it. Let it be examined in my light. Let it be healed by my presence. Let it be reordered under my word. You are not the sum of what you feel. You are the result of what I have declared. You are not the loudness of the thought. You are not the tightness in your chest. You are not the shaking in your hands. You are not the morning when you woke with heaviness before you even knew why. You are not the night when faith felt far away and fear felt near. You are not the moment when you prayed with tears and still felt weak afterward. You are mine. That is deeper than sensation. That is stronger than anxiety. That is older than the wound and greater than the pattern. Look at Elijah, my child. He stood in victory. He saw fire fall. He saw my power displayed. And yet afterward he ran in fear, sat beneath a tree, and asked for his life to end. His exhaustion spoke loudly. His fear felt overwhelming. His body was spent. His heart was weary, and his perspective narrowed until despair seemed louder than calling. But did I rename him a failure? Did I cast him away because fear followed victory? Did I say he was no longer my servant because he was tired? No. Beloved, I met him, I fed him, I let him sleep. I strengthened him for the journey. I spoke to him, not in the storm, not in the earthquake, not in the fire, but in the still small voice. I redirected him. I restored his steps. Do you see? Fear after victory did not cancel his calling. Exhaustion did not erase my hand upon him. A weary moment did not become his identity. I knew what he needed: food, rest, presence, direction. And I know what you need also. I know when your thoughts are spiritual warfare, and I know when your body is tired. I know when your soul needs truth, and I know when your frame needs rest. I know how to tend you without shaming you. I know how to correct you without crushing you. I know how to strengthen you without demanding that you pretend you were never weak. So stop agreeing with names I never gave you. Stop calling yourself broken when I am healing you. Stop calling yourself behind when I am leading you at the pace of grace. Stop calling yourself weak when my strength is being made perfect in the very place you wanted to hide. Stop calling yourself spiritually failing because your feelings have not always matched your faith. Faith is not proven by never trembling. Faith is shown when a trembling heart turns back to me. Faith is shown when you say, "Lord, I believe, help my unbelief." Faith is shown when you bring the anxious thought into my light again and again, not because you are strong in yourself, but because you know I am faithful. My calling over you remains. My love over you remains. My hand upon you remains. I do not rewrite your identity because you had a hard night. I do not withdraw your name because you woke up weary. I do not remove your place in my heart because your peace felt thin for a moment. You are not held by the steadiness of your emotions. You are held by the steadiness of my covenant. You are not kept by the silence of your thoughts. You are kept by my power. You are not loved only when you feel whole. You are loved while I am making you whole. And now I will speak to the fear that rises after this. The fear that says, if I truly belong to you, why can I not always feel you? If you are near, why does my heart sometimes feel numb, distant, or unclear? Listen to me, beloved child. My nearness is not measured by your sensation. My presence is not proven only by what you can feel. I am closer than the fear has told you, and I will teach you now to rest in covenant, not in emotional evidence. Beloved child, my nearness is not measured by your sensation. My presence is not proven only when your emotions rise, when your heart feels warm, when your tears come easily, when worship feels sweet, when prayer feels effortless, or when your mind feels clear. I am not closer on the day you feel spiritual fire, and farther on the night you feel nothing. I am not moving in and out of your life according to the temperature of your inner world. I am with you because I have promised to be with you. I remain because I am faithful. I hold you because you are mine. You have feared that the numbness means I have withdrawn. You have wondered if the mental tiredness means your faith is weakening beyond repair. You have looked at spiritual dryness and thought, something must be wrong with me. Perhaps I have failed. Perhaps I have grieved you. Perhaps you have stepped away because I cannot feel you the way I once did. But listen to me more deeply, my child. A tired mind is not proof of an absent God. A quiet heart is not proof of a broken covenant. A dry season is not always a sign of rejection. Sometimes it is the place where I am working beneath what you can measure, beneath what you can name, beneath what your emotions can confirm. Do you see? The rock does not move when the waves move. The foundation does not rise and fall because the water above it is restless. The fortress does not vanish because fog has covered the hill. My covenant does not change when your inner weather changes. Your thoughts may be cloudy, your emotions may be dull, your body may be weary, and still I remain exactly who I have declared myself to be. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust. Psalm 18:2. I am not only your feeling of comfort, I am your rock. I am not only the sweetness you sense in prayer, I am your fortress. I am not only the moment of relief, I am your deliverer. When the waves move, the rock remains. When the storm speaks, the fortress stands. When the night feels long, the deliverer has not forgotten the one he came to save. I am Jesus Christ, the same yesterday, today, and forever. Hebrews 13:8. Your sensations change, but I do not change. Your awareness may rise and fall, but my faithfulness does not rise and fall. Your confidence may feel strong in the morning and thin by evening, but I am not edited by the hour. I am not strengthened by your ability to feel me, and I am not weakened by your inability to sense me. I am. This is why I am teaching you to rest in covenant before sensation. Sensation is a gift, but it is not the foundation. Feeling my nearness may comfort you, but it must not become the only evidence your soul accepts. If you build your peace only on what you feel, then every dry hour will look like abandonment. Every numb night will sound like accusation. Every tired prayer will feel like distance. But if you build your peace on my word, then even when emotion is quiet, truth will still speak. Even when your heart feels slow, covenant will still hold. Even when you cannot feel the warmth of my hand, you can know by my promise that my hand has not let you go. Some nights, my child, I work quietly. I do not always come with visible fruit at once. Sometimes I renew the roots. A tree does not always look changed while its roots are going deeper. The soil may look still. The branches may seem unchanged. There may be no sudden blossom, no immediate increase, no sign that others can admire. But beneath the surface, life is reaching downward, drawing strength, becoming able to stand when winds come again. This is how I work in you at times. You ask for fruit you can see, and I am strengthening roots you cannot see. You ask for a feeling you can hold, and I am forming trust that can remain when feelings are absent. Therefore, do not despise the hidden work. Do not call every silence abandonment. Do not call every quiet season rejection. Do not call every dry prayer failure. Silence in my hands can be deep work. Quietness in my presence can be hidden, strengthening. Dryness can become a place where striving loses its crown, and abiding becomes your way. I am not asking you to manufacture emotion to prove you love me. I am not asking you to perform intensity so you can feel secure. I am calling you to remain. Remain when you feel. Remain when you do not feel. Remain when prayer is full of words. Remain when all you can say is, Lord, I am here. Remain when tears come. Remain when tears do not come. I am not measuring your belonging by the strength of your sensation. There is a kind of trust that is born when you stop demanding that your emotions become the witness of my faithfulness. There is a deeper peace that forms when you say, I may not feel much right now, but my Father has not changed. I may feel numb, but my covenant is alive. I may feel tired, but my shepherd is not tired. I may feel dry, but the root of my life is still hidden in him. This is not denial. This is faith, learning to stand on rock instead of waves. So let your heart release the fear that I have left because you feel less. Let your mind release the accusation that dryness means disqualification. Let your soul release the pressure to create a feeling before you can rest. I am near before you feel near. I am faithful before you feel strong. I am holding you before you recognize my hand. My presence is not fragile. My love is not nervous. My covenant is not dependent on the weather inside you. But now understand this also, beloved child. If I am renewing your mind, I will also teach you to guard what enters it. For many thoughts that trouble your peace are not born in the deep places of truth, but are fed by what you keep receiving, watching, rehearsing, and allowing to speak without being tested. My nearness is sure, and now I will teach you how to guard the gate of your mind without living afraid. Beloved child, guard the gate of your mind without living afraid. I am not calling you into suspicion of everything around you. I am not calling you to hide from life, to fear every conversation, to tremble before every image, every sound, every memory, every place where weakness has once been stirred. No, my child, fear-based guarding is still fear. I am calling you into discernment. I am teaching you to know what may enter, what must be refused, what must be brought into healing, and what must be removed from the chair of authority within you. For as it is written, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the issues of life. Proverbs 4:23. And understand this, beloved, the heart is guarded not only by what you love, but by what your mind agrees with. Agreement forms pathways. Agreement opens doors. Agreement allows a voice to sit down inside you and speak as though it belongs there. This is why I am renewing your mind. Not so that you live guarded by panic, but so that your inner life becomes a place where truth has authority and fear no longer walks in and out without being questioned. There are conversations that reopen what I am healing. There are environments that stir old fears until your peace feels thin. There are memories that come not to be ignored, but to be brought into my light. There are forms of media that do not merely pass before your eyes, but leave residue in your imagination. There are comparisons that quietly accuse you, telling you that you are behind, less loved, less chosen, less able to rest. There are imagined arguments that your mind rehearses again and again, as though defending yourself in a future conversation will somehow protect your heart tonight. But I tell you the truth, my child. Much of what exhausts you is not happening in the present. It is entering through an unguarded gate and demanding a room in your soul. Do you see? Your soul is like a room. Some thoughts knock because they need healing. Some memories knock because there is pain I want to touch. Some emotions enter carrying messages that must be listened to with wisdom and brought before me. But some thoughts come as intruders. Some voices come dressed as concern but carry accusation. Some fears come as familiar guests, expecting you to prepare a chair, offer them attention, and let them speak until the whole room grows dark. You must learn the difference. Do not entertain every thought as a guest. Do not give every memory the right to define the atmosphere. Do not let every voice sit in the chair of authority. Bring wounded memories to me, but do not let them govern you. Bring painful questions to me, but do not let them become rulers. Bring your concerns into prayer, but do not let concern become a throne. A renewed mind does not deny what knocks. It tests what knocks. It asks, does this thought bear the fruit of truth? Does this voice lead me toward repentance, wisdom, peace, and obedience? Or does it imprison me in shame, dread, confusion, and torment? My voice may correct you, beloved, but it will not chain you to fear. My word may expose what needs healing, but it will not leave you bleeding in the dark. Therefore, be tender and firm with what enters you. Do not let the first voice of the morning be fear. Before the screen, before the report, before the message, before the memory that tries to rush in, and tell you who you are. Let my truth speak. Say, this day belongs to the Lord. Say, my mind is not an open field, for fear to trample. Say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23:1. Let the first agreement of the day be covenant, not anxiety. And do not let the last meditation of the night be dread. Do not lie down with tomorrow's trouble sitting on your chest as though I gave it permission to enter your rest. Do not let tomorrow enter tonight without my permission. Have I not said, sufficient for the day is its own trouble? Matthew 6:34. Then why are you inviting tomorrow's burdens into the hours I gave you for surrender? Close the door, my child, not with fear, but with trust. Say, Father, what belongs to tomorrow is in your hands. What belongs to tonight is my surrender. I will not rehearse disaster as my bedtime prayer. I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Psalm 4:8. This guarding is not legalism. It is love. It is not a cage around your life. It is wisdom at the gate. I am not asking you to become narrow, brittle, and afraid of the world. I am teaching you to stop giving constant access to what agitates your soul away from truth. There are things you can face with me in season that you were never meant to feed on daily. There are voices you can forgive without allowing them to disciple your mind. There are memories you can bring to healing without letting them decorate the walls of your identity. There are warnings you can receive without making anxiety your counselor. Let my word become the lamp in the room. Let my peace stand at the door. Let my spirit teach you when to open, when to pause, when to refuse, when to step away, when to answer, and when to be silent. A guarded mind is not a terrified mind. A guarded mind is a mind learning holiness, clarity, and rest. It is a mind that says, not every thought may remain here. Not every fear may speak here. Not every comparison may measure me here. This room belongs to the Lord. And as you learn to guard the gate, understand what I am preparing you for. This is not self-protection alone. This is preparation for abiding. I am clearing the room so communion can deepen. I am quieting the false voices so you can hear the true one. I am teaching your mind to refuse what steals peace, so your heart can remain in me. You were not made to stand at the gate forever in your own strength. You were made to dwell with me. You were made to be held, sustained, and kept. And now I will lead you from guarding into resting, from striving to maintain yourself into abiding in the one who holds you together. Beloved child, you were not called to hold yourself together. You were not created to live with your hands clenched around every outcome, every person, every possibility, every danger, every tomorrow, as though the universe will collapse if your mind stops rehearsing it for one moment. I know the anxious thought that has whispered to you, if I stop controlling everything, everything will fall apart. I know how convincing it has sounded. I know how responsible it has pretended to be. I know how it has dressed itself as wisdom, preparation, maturity, and care. But listen to me more deeply now. Control has promised. It has demanded your attention, drained your strength, tightened your body, crowded your prayers, and still it has not become Lord over tomorrow. I am not calling you into neglect, my child. I am calling you into trust. Surrender is not pretending nothing matters. Surrender is placing what matters into hands that are stronger than yours. Surrender is not carelessness. Surrender is covenant confidence. It is the soul saying, I will obey what is mine to obey, and I will release what only God can carry. It is the mind learning to stop confusing vigilance with faithfulness. It is the heart learning that peace is not found in mentally touching every possible danger before it happens, but in remaining in me while I hold what you cannot hold. Have I not said, I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him bears much fruit, for apart from me you can do nothing. John 15:5. Do you see? A branch does not hold itself to the vine. The vine holds the branch. The branch does not wake each morning and strain to produce life from itself. It receives what flows from the vine. It remains, and life moves. It abides, and fruit grows. It stays connected, and what it could never create by effort begins to appear by union. This is what I am teaching you. I am not merely giving you coping strength so you can continue living as though everything depends on you. I am inviting you to abide, to remain, to receive, to let my life become the strength beneath your strength. You have tried to be the branch and the vine at the same time. You have tried to receive life and manufacture it. You have tried to trust me and control what trust would require you to release. You have tried to rest while secretly keeping watch over every fear, every possible disappointment, every conversation that has not happened, every outcome that has not arrived. But my beloved, this is why your soul is tired. You were not made to be the source. You were made to be joined to the source. You were not made to hold the entire structure of your peace by mental force. You were made to let your life be hidden with Christ in God. Colossians 3:3. Think of a lamp, my child. It does not shine by gripping light within itself. It shines because current flows through it. The bulb does not boast in its own brightness, nor does it despair when disconnected. It was made to receive power from another. In the same way, I am not asking you to generate peace from an exhausted mind. I am teaching you to remain connected to me. My spirit is not a distant idea. My presence is not a theory. My life flows through what is yielded to me. When you stop striving to produce what only communion can supply, you will learn that peace is not a performance. Peace is the fruit of remaining. Think also of a dry garden. The soil cannot argue itself into moisture. The roots cannot panic themselves into renewal. A garden is restored when water reaches what has been dry. And I am the one who makes streams in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Isaiah 43:19. I know the places in you that have become dry from constant fear. I know the places where your imagination has been scorched by rehearsing danger. I know the places where hope has felt brittle because anxiety kept draining the ground. But I do not stand over the garden demanding fruit from dry soil. I bring water. I restore the soul. I lead beside still waters. Psalm 23. Therefore, release the need to rehearse every outcome. Release the need to prepare an answer for every possible accusation. Release the need to imagine every danger before it arrives. Release the need to predict every person's response, every door's direction, every tomorrow's trouble, every hidden possibility. You have called this preparation, but much of it has been fear, asking for another hour of your attention. You do not have to obey it. You do not have to sit with the old loop until it finishes speaking. You may interrupt it with surrender. You may say, "My Father knows." You may say, "I have done what obedience requires, and now I will rest in the one who neither slumbers nor sleeps." Psalm 121:4. This does not mean you will never plan. It means planning will return to its rightful place. This does not mean you will never act. It means action will come from peace instead of panic. This does not mean you will never consider wisdom. It means wisdom will no longer be chained to dread. I am restoring order within you. I am teaching your mind that it can be attentive without being tormented, responsible without being ruled by fear, watchful without becoming its own savior. Tonight is a holy interruption, beloved child. The old loop does not have to keep circling simply because it has circled before. The anxious pattern does not have to be obeyed simply because it feels familiar. Your mind does not have to continue bowing to the fear that says everything depends on your constant control. I am here. I am holding what you cannot hold. I am sustaining what your thoughts cannot sustain. I am keeping what your strength cannot keep. Let the branch rest in the vine. Let the lamp receive the current. Let the dry garden receive the water. Let your soul stop gripping and begin abiding. And as you abide, I will lead you into prayer. Not a prayer of panic. Not a prayer that begs from the belief that I am far away. Not a prayer that rehearses the old fear with religious words. I will lead you into a prayer of release, declaration, and peace. For tonight, my child, the old loop is being interrupted by my word. Tonight your mind is being called back under my authority. Tonight you will not crown anxiety with another hour of obedience. Tonight you will receive the peace I have already given, and you will learn to rest in the one who holds you together. Now let your heart grow quiet, beloved child, for I am leading you into prayer and declaration. I speak over your mind tonight. I speak over the thoughts that have circled without rest. I speak over the images that have returned again and again. I speak over your sleep, your body, your emotions, your breathing, your room, your atmosphere, and the unseen places where fear has tried to build a throne. In the name of Jesus, let every anxious thought come under the authority of Christ. Let every tormenting repetition lose its power to command your attention. Let every false prophecy of fear be silenced beneath my word. For I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. My child, I am not asking you to fight this night in your own strength. I am not asking your tired mind to wrestle every thought until morning. I am bringing your thoughts into order by my Spirit. I am washing your mind with truth. I am placing my peace as a guard over your heart and over your mind in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:7. Peace is not weak. Peace is not passive. Peace is a holy guard standing at the gate, refusing entry to what I have not sent, refusing authority to what I have not spoken, refusing the old loop that says, fear must finish its speech before you can rest. So now, beloved, release the thought that has demanded another hearing. Release the imagined disaster. Release the unfinished conversation. Release the need to solve in the night what I will give grace for in the day. Release the fear that if you stop thinking about it, you will lose control. You were never held together by the repetition of worry. You are held by me. You are not abandoned. You are not ruled by fear. You are not defined by anxious nights. You are not forgotten in the storm. You are not outside the reach of my renewing power. You are mine. Do you see? Anxiety has tried to name you by the condition of your nervous system, but I have named you by covenant. Fear has tried to call you unstable, but I call you held. The night has tried to call you alone, but I call you surrounded. The cycle has tried to call itself permanent, but I call it subject to my word. You are not what anxiety has repeated. You are what I have declared. You are my beloved child. You are kept. You are covered. You are being renewed. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6. Therefore, pray with me now, not from panic, but from trust. Say within your heart, Father, I bring my mind under your authority. I bring every anxious thought into the obedience of Christ. I refuse to crown fear as prophet, ruler, or counselor. I receive your truth over my thoughts, your peace over my body, your nearness over my emotions, and your word over my night. In the name of Jesus, my mind is being renewed. The cycle of anxiety ends here, and the peace of God guards me tonight. Say it again, my child, slowly, as one placing a stone in the foundation. In the name of Jesus, my mind is being renewed. The cycle of anxiety ends here, and the peace of God guards me tonight. Let this not be a sentence you rush through. Let it become an agreement. Let it become a boundary. Let it become a holy refusal. The cycle ends here, not because you have mastered every feeling, but because my word has authority over every feeling. The cycle ends here, not because every question has been answered, but because your soul is returning to the one who holds the answer. The cycle ends here, not because fear will never knock again, but because fear no longer owns the room. Now, I bless your body with rest. I bless your breathing with calm. I bless your mind with stillness. I bless your emotions with order. I bless your sleep with the covering of my presence. Let your room become a place of surrender. Let your bed become an altar of trust. Let your night become a testimony that I give to my beloved sleep. Psalm 127:2. You may lie down without rehearsing disaster. You may close your eyes without carrying tomorrow. You may stop listening for the old alarm. I am watching. I am keeping. I neither slumber nor sleep. And when you wake, my child, do not pick up the old loop as though it belongs to you. Begin again under my word. Let your first agreement be peace. Let your first breath remember covenant. Let your first thought be brought into the light. I remain. I hold. I restore. I finish what I begin. My mercy is new every morning, and my faithfulness does not fail. Lamentations 3:23. If this word has met you in the place where thoughts have been replaying, write with faith, the cycle ends here. Let it be your agreement before heaven, before your own heart, and before the fear that thought it could continue without being confronted. Leave your prayer request for peace and mind renewal, and let others stand with you in prayer. Share this message with someone who has been battling replaying thoughts in the night. Someone who needs to remember that fear does not have the final word. Like this video as an act of agreement with the peace I am releasing over your mind, and subscribe so you can continue receiving nightly prophetic devotionals rooted in my peace, my word, and my presence. Rest now, beloved child. The old loop does not get the final word. Fear does not get the final word. The storm does not get the final word. I do. And my word over you tonight is peace.